everybody, welcome. I'm your intuitive host, Erin, and I'll be reading for all 12 signs to check out what's happening for you this weekend. Just want to thank everyone who's taken the time to like and subscribe my channel. It's a great way to show your support, but those of you that just check in with me to view, I appreciate that as well, and I hope that these readings do something for you, give you a good start for your weekend. So that being said, let's go ahead and start with our Capricorns. So for my Capricorns, I start with the Emperor, and the Empress, and the High Priest. So some big standalone cards here, very powerful cards. Looking like the feminine is going to be taking over and representing you a little bit more than normal. And so with this, we're starting with the Emperor and the Empress. The Emperor, it speaks to leadership and a father figure, someone who you trust for advice. I would say this means that you are going to be seeking some serious advice from a strong male figure. You also have that strong female figure, the Empress. She doesn't necessarily represent or connect with any specific sign, but we know that it gives you that sense of self so that you feel like you can stay true to yourself while you're nurturing others. And then we have the High Priestess. And with the High Priestess, that's speaking to intuition and insight, being able to listen to and trust your intuition and receiving those messages from your higher self, being able to be in touch with that. So very much the feminine this weekend. And we know that I'm saying that this is going to be your seeking out some wisdom this weekend. So Capricorn, you are going to be seeking some information that will it'll appeal to your industrious nature and your ambition. So this weekend you might be even though it's not one of the cards that usually speaks to learning something new, I'm thinking you might be learning something new this week, Capricorn, and you have some really excellent help with what you need to learn. You have all of these very strong individuals that are going to come together to help you, and I feel it's going to be to learn something new. So this is the weekend where you are going to learn something new, Capricorn, and you're going to have experts to help you, people who are really top-notch in the field that you are looking at, or probably I want to say a hobby, something that you'll be able to do on the weekends after work, something that you are going to just enjoy, have a lot of fun with, and you'll have these experts to help you. So that is what I am seeing for my Capricorns this weekend. And now for my Virgos. We know that my Virgos are very meticulous by nature. So let's see what we have for you. We're starting your reading with the Moon, the Seven of Wands, and the Devil. So with these cards, again, some nice big standalone cards. We already know from past readings that with these standalone cards, they could literally just tell you what's up for you, just on their own. So with the Moon actually represents, it actually represents your trust in your intuition, being able to interpret dreams. Pisces figures strongly in this. You have the Pisces that is going to be pulled into the Moon for you. So very being able to look beyond surface appearances. So this is saying that this weekend you are going to be very in tune to that part of yourself. Virgo, you are going to be very intuitive, which is something that you don't usually give yourself credit for because you are so practical in nature. You're very analytical. So this weekend, I see you being open to all sorts of things, being more intuitive, feeling like you are more in tune with the universe, feeling what's going on around you. Always a good thing, I think. And then with the Devil, we know that the devil speaks to, excuse me, usually, excuse me, usually involves a Capricorn. And the devil reminds you that you have a very impulsive nature. So be careful not to give in to that. So with what you have going on with the moon, with being more in tune to what's going on around you, I think that will help you keep things in check and definitely make sure you're paying attention to what's going on, that bigger picture. What am I doing that is or is not in favor of that? Then with the Seven of Wands is just saying you're going to have an advantage over adversaries. So this weekend, I see you just being on your game. You're not going to, things that you're trying to accomplish will be very easily done for you. You will be able to see through that veneer that other people are presenting you with. You're going to be on your game. So if you've been trying to get something done, I know it's your weekend energies, but perhaps this weekend is the time. Strike while the iron is hot. You are going to be on your A game this weekend, Virgo. So anything you've been trying to get done, get finished, a task you need to get done, this is the weekend to take care of that task, Virgo. And now for my Tauruses. So with my Tauruses, we know that you are very practical and very constant, obstinate. That is what you are known for, Taurus. So we start with the star. Nice. And then we have the ten of Swords. And we have the Knight of Swords. So lots of challenge in this weekend. So not necessarily a bad thing. We have found many times that challenge is very good for you. So in this case, we're starting with the star, and the star speaks very strongly to the sign of Aquarius. So an Aquarius should figure very largely into your weekend, Taurus. And then we have the swords. We have this challenge going on. So with the Knight of Swords speaks to competence and wanting to really understand a situation and being able to think outside the box to solve a dilemma. So there may have been something, that challenge seems like it's going to be a thought, something that thinking is going to help you with. So you're going to be trying to figure something out, and more than likely it will be with a mindset of very positive change and being open to new ideas. So you're going to have just a big shift of how you're thinking this weekend, Taurus. And then we have the Ten of Swords. And with the Ten of Swords, we know that we have feeling like a conflict has ended, something that you've been working at, something that you have felt like you were kind of at a standstill. You're going to feel like you're overcoming that, which means that you won't feel like it's a victory like you normally do. It's going to be something that is going to be finished, but you're going to feel like, well, I'm just glad that's over. So, and then when you have the star figure in there, that sense of inspiration and that Aquarius that is probably going to be helping you with that. If you ever have the opportunity to know if the person's an Aquarius, hopefully you will. But anyhow, that is saying to me that you are very open-minded and open to suggestion, open to what inspires you, and it's going to be a positive outcome. So I'm feeling like this is more personal. I don't think that it's necessarily going to be anything that's involving work or being concerned about work, just a personal issue, and you are going to see your way through it. So that is what I see for you this weekend, Taurus. And now for my Aries. All right, so the Aries, knowing that you are already very, very enthusiastic, always fun to read for you. We're going to start with the Lovers. So some emotion, strong emotion going on for you because that is a standalone card, a power card. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. let me see here. And then we have the Three of Cups. So we have two emotional cards here, the strong one, the Lovers, and then we have the Three of Cups. But we know that the Three of Cups actually speaks to friendship. So I see that this weekend is going to be one, Aries, that you are going to be spending time with your friends. An impulsive weekend, which is going to appeal to your impulsive nature, Aries. So with the Lovers, of course, that is speaking to a very strong emotional bond and a positive alignment of your beliefs and your actions. So that speaks very strongly to a friendship and feeling like you have this love for another person who's not related to you and you're not married to. You're not in a romantic or physical relationship. But friends, I find, can be very, very emotional connection. So that's what I'm saying this weekend. Time with your friends, being with people that you love. And of course, with the Lovers, it could actually be a loved one. You could be spending some time with a loved one this weekend. Our Seven of Pentacles speaks to patience with things that you've been working on. So possibly you'll be doing like a project with a family member, or it could add that long-term outcome could actually be the opportunity to see the friends. So since we're talking about the weekend, Aries, I see you seeing some old friends, seeing someone that you haven't seen in a long time, someone who you've been very desirous to see, someone who it would make your weekend to see. So this is going to happen for you this weekend, and I think all of these cards are speaking to that. So no trip for you, but somebody's coming to you, or someone is going to come to you that you haven't seen in a long time, and it will do your heart good to see this person. So and it's kind of weird that your pentacles, your money, is talking about, literally it's talking right to your emotional cards, saying that this is going to be someone, because you have this strong emotion bond here this week. I'm saying it's someone that you've been wanting to see, and that person is going to be around. It might, I'm thinking, because Lovers, plural, there's probably going to be more than one. Friends, friendships, celebration. So it's going to be a good time. So Aries, you are going to be having a great weekend with some people you haven't seen in a long time. It's going to be a very exciting time. So all of this is going to appeal to your natural nature, Aries. So natural nature, I love that. It's going to appeal to your nature. Being around people that you like, exciting times, good for you. And now I have my Sagittarius. And for my Sagittarius, I have the Three of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. So if you were into numerology, this would be kind of cool, because you got your 3 and then the 2 sixes, so they're division of each other. I don't really know that much about numerology, but I did find it interesting to see that you have the 6, and the 3. So there's lots of balance before we even begin reading your cards. And it's nice because you have one of each suit. You have not all one suit, so you have a nice mixture going on here. If we start with your Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is the card that's talking about negativity, things that just they make you feel sad. They're sorrowful. It's a sorrowful card, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's happening for you this weekend. Okay, so with that Three of Swords, as I said, very sorrowful, feeling, just feeling like negative thinking is keeping you trapped. We can't do that this weekend. Something that has brought you into the weekend, Sagittarius, has made you feel very sad, and you are very optimistic and you're very idealistic. So the thought that you're going to be bogged down by a negative thought, not likely. So you already know that this is something that's going to be short-lived. It's not going to be for your whole weekend. So with the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles is talking about, it's that card where it's saying you're going to have this lovely exchange with someone else. It's usually material, not necessarily money, but it's usually material, and you could be the giver or the receiver. And so in this case, because of that sorrowfulness, I'm thinking it's going to be more someone coming to you. That gift of generosity, that little extra thing that happens for you this weekend. You're going to be the receiver. You could be the giver, but in this case, I feel like you're going to be the receiver. Someone who loves and cares about you is going to reach out to you, and maybe buy you lunch, maybe just come over and hang out, bring a bottle of wine and say, hey, it could be that they felt, like you have been emanating this stuff for like the whole week. This weekend, they're going to come to your emotional rescue. And then with the the Six of Wands speaks to success, public recognition, and you getting rewarded for something you feel like you deserve. So perhaps that's where this sorrow, not necessarily emotional sorrow, but it's a sorrow about something you feel like you deserved and you didn't receive, but lo and behold, you're going to end up getting that. So Sagittarius, just, stay true and stay strong and take advantage of that friend that's going to come help you, come give you an emotional rescue. And now for my Leos, very creative in nature, very passionate. So let's see, we're starting out with some challenge this weekend with that Six of Swords. Oh, and then we have the King of Swords. So definitely got some big challenge going on. And then we have the Four of Cups. So with this, we already see some challenge going on. The cups are talking about being bored a little bit, contemplation about where am I at in a relationship. So perhaps right here with this, that challenge is going to speak to that relationship this weekend. So the Six of Swords, basically saying that peace has been restored. You've had a long period of difficulty, and it's going to come to a head. It's going to be resolved. So that would definitely speak to something here where you're just feeling like things aren't clicking or connecting with your partner, Leo. So you need to break out that extravagant nature of yours, that passion, and you need to use it, I would say, this weekend for your lover, your loved one. This one I'm saying is definitely relationship connected, and that challenge is within a relationship, and you're needing to remember what it was that attracted you to that person and make sure they know about it. Your Ace of Swords is talking about mental clarity and breakthroughs. So with that, all of it speaking together, I would say yes, you are going to use your emotional intelligence. You're going to be able to think about what you need to do strategically, romantically, for your loved one, for your partner. It might even be, if you feel like you might not have been acknowledging a friendship, nurturing that properly. It's an emotional relationship of some kind that needs some attention, Leo. So you need to pay some attention to what's going on. Don't get wrapped up in how you tend to be. I don't want to say holier than thou, but you get the I am above this. You can't be above this situation this weekend, Leo, because it's emotional. Emotions, and so is feeling like you're above it. So you can't feel like you're above it this weekend. Whatever relationship you have been not paying enough attention to, you have let some monotony grow in there. You've done your due diligence, but not really. So this weekend, you need to take time to do that. Stop by and buy some flowers. You're in the grocery store, a bottle of wine and flowers goes a long way. And that's not just for lovers. That is for, that could be for a friend. Not the flowers, but a bottle of wine for a coworker. I've gotten bottles of wine. It's not coworker. It's someone someone you have a relationship with. You need to retrieve that. So Leo, pay attention and make that person remember how you used to feel, how they used to feel. All right, and now I have my Aquariuses. And with my Aquariuses, we know that you guys are intuitive yourselves. I like to always remember that when I read for you, you already have your own interpretation going on in your minds. So let's see what we think. Let's see if we're thinking the same. So the Magician, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so starting out with the Magician, great card. I love the Magician, just being very open to your psychic nature, to your supernatural nature, the power of intuition, and being very open to creation itself is what the Magician is all about. Creating positive conditions and being very resourceful, knowing how to use your skills to get what you need, and almost like you're in command without trying that hard. The Magician is a great card. The manifestation of your goals, you're doing it. So this weekend, a good weekend for you. Just pretty much anything you put your mind to is going to be a possibility. I mean, magic. And then with the Two of Swords, that's your challenge this weekend. And it's talking about negotiation and compromise. You're going to be called upon to negotiate on something, and your feelings about it really aren't going to matter. But with the Magician being your first card, that's going to speak to success no matter what you're trying to do. With that power of intuition and being intuitive on your own, Aquarius, you're going to kind of know the answer. You're going to know what you need to do before it even happens. And the Two of Swords, a truce, making a truce with someone to make something happen. And that you're going to have some indecision, but the Magician says you're going to be able to power through that. And then the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles is, it usually speaks to feeling left out of the good life. You feel like you are not where you should be. So the Magician, the Magician, to me, it feels like the Magician is saying that all of these things are going to balance out. You're going to be able to use your intuitive mind, to use your spiritual guides, to keep that that concentration that is needed for your weekend to be successful, for this endeavor that you're going into to be successful. So, so basically, no matter what happens, just keep that positive mindset and keep in your mind that you're going to achieve the goal. And Aquarius, you will. Not really feeling exactly what it's for, though. It just feels like anything you set your mind to this weekend is going to be a success. So good luck with that. Whatever you decide to do this weekend, I see it being a success. I see you just blowing right through it and making it your own. So that is what I see for my Aquariuses. Now we have Gemini. And we know that the Gemini is very versatile. You guys can roll with anything. So the weekend is probably a blast for most of you. So we have the Ten of Cups, nice, strong emotional card. We have the Four of Pentacles, got some finance going on there. And the Wheel of Fortune. And if you've seen me read before, you know I love the Wheel of Fortune. It's one of my favorite cards because it's just kind of life. Keeps on rolling, usually in a positive direction. And you have that sense of being centered. So even though things are moving on, you are centered. So Gemini, it's a good place for you. You tend to have a very inconsistent nature. So you kind of live the Wheel of Fortune, basically. You are constantly fighting with the constants of life because you're very inconstant. So, or inconsistent. So you're fighting with the constants of life and the fact that life very rarely is consistent. So that Wheel of Fortune, I think, speaks very strongly to you, Gemini. And we started out with the Ten of Cups. So your emotional card, the Ten of Cups, is speaking to that sense of purposefulness, being very comfortable, very content, high self-esteem. You are just on top of the world. So this weekend, you are definitely feeling like you are in command of what's going on for you as much as one can be. So a good weekend to, I would say, step into some leadership with that, feeling like your self-confidence is at a high, feeling like you are living a very purposeful life. So with that being said, and with the Wheel of Fortune, it just speaks to you being able to be in control of something. You know how to roll with it. You know how to approach difficult situations and kind of get on through them. So the 10 of Cups is saying that yes, you definitely are a pro at this. So perhaps this weekend you're just gonna take control of something, get that stability going for someone else, help them with that. And then the Four of Pentacles speaks to economic stability. This money card is saying that you are on the right track, you're staying together. So that is working together with that, helping someone else, that being very purposeful and being able to roll with it. That almost sounds like well, it makes me think of something that is inconsistent but consistent at the same time. Something like stocks, learning about stocks, teaching someone about stocks, especially in this unsure climate, financial climate. So you might be endeavoring into something that is going to help your future, your financial future. That's what the Pentacles are saying to me. So that's what I see for our Geminis this weekend. And now for my fellow Libras. We all know I'm a Libra, or if you don't yet, I'm a Libra. So it's always fun to read for my own sign. And we tend to be very diplomatic and charming. So let's see what the cards are holding for our Libras. Starting out with some money with the Two of Pentacles. We have a power card here. We have the Hanged Man. And then we have the Nine of Swords. So, a little bit of challenge and some money here. And then the Hanged Man, we know the Hanged Man speaks to being able to embrace the stillness, being able to step back from something, remove yourself for a little bit, and just, what do I need to do about this? So just waiting, a temporary pause in what you're doing. So for the weekend, that always sounds good to me. I almost always intend to have a weekend like that, don't you? Where you want to have some contemplation, you want to have some Zen time. So Libras, it looks like you're going to get that this weekend with the Hanged Man there. And then with the Two of Pentacles speaks to balance in uncertain times of money or career. So I don't know about you, fellow Libras, but I have a hard time with finances myself. So the Two of Pentacles for the weekend sounds really good. Sounds like you're going to be resourceful. You're going to be able to adapt to what you need to so that you can accomplish your financial goals. So this weekend, Libra, you're going to, that little pause, that break that you're taking, that is going to be to help you get that financial stability, to help you reach your goal financially this weekend. And then with the Nine of Swords, that action card speaks to stress, where you are very stressed to the point where it might cause nightmares. So taking a pause, really hashing it out, rationalize what you need to accomplish, Libra. Don't let it be the thing that keeps you from getting a good night's sleep. And we know stress is a great way to avoid a good night's sleep. But you can't give into that. You need to take that Nine of Swords and bring it to the balance that the Two of Pentacles is giving you. So it's giving you some real balance there. So it's okay to be stressed to get something done, stressed to give yourself that push, to make yourself do what needs to be done to accomplish it, but do not allow it to give you nightmares. It's your final card. It's kind of like your present card. It's telling you what's happening for you right now. Don't let that become your existence. Take the time out with the Hanged Man. Take the time out to think about what your pentacles, what your money needs, that balance, being able to roll with it. So that is what I see for my Libras. Don't worry about money. Fix it. So if you are broke, fix it. Haha. But anyway, so now I have my Cancers. And so for our Cancers, very protective and tenacious folks. So what are we seeing for them? So for my Cancers, I start with the World. Very nice. Then I have the Five of Swords, just a little bit of challenge there. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So that's our money. So with the world is open to joy and accomplishment, a sense of accomplishment, being able to celebrate that. And feeling like a goal has been met, or you have fixed a problem, you've overcome something. So this weekend is celebration for toil and trouble. Let's say that is what it is, toil and trouble. So something that you have had on your chest, being very tenacious in nature. This seems like something that should come across, you should have more often. You should have the World in your reading more often, Cancer, because you are very steadfast. You go for a goal, you keep after it, you keep your head down, you keep it moving. So this weekend you are going to be able to enjoy all of your hard labor. Now the Five of Swords speaks to being more being more able to see what's in front of you, being able to take something as a wake-up call. If there's a conflict that's been going on, and remember that the World says that you have been working on something. There has been something. You have been working hard to accomplish something, and the Five of Swords is saying that along with that joy and that sense of accomplishment, you should have gotten something from that. You should have learned a lesson from that. Something you're not going to repeat, Cancer. This issue that you had, it's something you don't want to repeat again. Yes, you can relax and enjoy and be very excited about, now I can celebrate this change, this accomplishment. But the Five of Swords is reminding you, don't let it happen again. This is a wake-up call for you, Cancer. So this weekend, when you get this resolution, when you get this celebration and you're like, you're done with this, take it as a wake-up call. Don't let it happen again. With the Three of Pentacles, that card speaks to creativity and recognition. Doing very well in business and success, and possibly a rise in status among peers. So that always makes me think of a raise, usually a lateral raise where you are getting a new title, or you're going to be in charge of something different, or moving to a different department. Money isn't really involved, but that status among your peers has changed. But along with work, remember, we are talking about the weekend. So I would say this is a situation where you're going to come into your own. Your peers are going to look at you in a different light. So whatever you're doing with your friends, your family, something that you do this weekend, Cancer, is going to make them look at you in a different way, a positive, more encouraging way. So how could that not be a great thing, right? All right. And now I have my Pisces. And for our Pisces friends, very dreamy and imaginative. I find that the weekend should be for just those things, but here we are starting out with Judgment. Pretty strong card there, and again, a standalone, a power card. And then we have the Eight of Wands. We got some action going on. Then we have Strength, and I really like Strength, and it's another power card. So a very strong weekend, a deep weekend for you, Pisces, because you are going to go through some judgment, which that's a period of evaluation, especially looking inward, seeing taking stock of yourself. So possibly like a soul searching weekend, like you are going to be introverted, thinking about what needs to happen for you, what's going on with me. Your action card is the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands represents having a lot of stuff coming together at once. So this weekend, you're probably going to be called upon to wear more than one hat. Lots of stuff going on for you this weekend, and you're going to be able to balance them all. That judgment, that self-assessment, you are going to be able to use the things that you know and the talents that you have from past endeavors to make this quick work this weekend. Even though you're going to be multitasking like you probably never have, you're going to be able to rise to the occasion, and the judgment there, that is strongly saying that you can handle it. And then with the strength card, knowing that strength, and you see, I love that, how the lion is laying in the field of flowers, and he's a big, strong, scary thing, but right now he is just enjoying your company. He's not trying to use his brute force to get you to do what he wants or to scare you and make you afraid to move forward, afraid to come toward him. He's very, very much into being open and caring and loving. And that's definitely a good way to lead. Be strong to lead, but be wise to follow. So you have to know when it's your turn. So this weekend sounds like I said, kind of a self love weekend, a self-awareness weekend where you are in tune with what you need. But because you've got strength there, it's saying you're going to be in a position where you're going to be with other people, but you're going to be able to lead them, be able to do for them what needs to be done without them feeling like you're taking over or telling them what to do. So a nice collaborative me weekend. So it's going to be about you. Other people are going to be around and involved, and you're going to be able to handle all of that. And of course, the strength does, work very strongly with Leo. Duh. So with the Leos. So Pisces, a Leo, is going to figure big in your weekend and help you get some stuff done. And then we have our Scorpios. So very intense in nature, but also very understanding. And the intensity would lead to that. So with our Scorpio, we start with the Four of Wands, so an action card. We have death, so some transformation, some new beginnings going on there. And then we have the Four of Swords. So we start out with action, we got some challenge, and then we got lots of change. So, and of course, with death, the Scorpio figures very strongly with death. So whenever I get death in a Scorpio reading, it just means that there are some big changes are coming for you this weekend, Scorpio. Not necessarily bad, because death, most people equate death and something negative. But it does require that an ending does happen. So in order for that end to when that end does happen, it leaves room for change. It leaves room for renewal and changing into something else. So big changes, Scorpio. When a Scorpio gets the death card and it's a Scorpio infused a Scorpio card that tells you, yes, lots of changes for you this weekend. Your action card, the Four of Wands, it actually speaks to stability and teamwork and being able to just have that good sense of all is well. I like to say everything is awesome, but it also speaks to romance or marriage. So that transformation could be going from a single person to a married person. That transformation with that romance attached to it could mean that you're finally ready, Scorpio. If you haven't been ready for a new relationship, maybe this weekend is time to go out on a date, meet somebody new, go to a mixer. So get out this weekend, Scorpio, because it's saying that it's time for a change, and it looks like it could be a romantic change. And then with the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords speaks to recovery and just taking a break from your usual routine just to recharge. If you've been sick a lot lately, we know everyone's in tune to their sickness and how they've been feeling lately since COVID and, coming back from that. So if you have been ill, this might be a time for good recuperation. So that rest, that staying home, which might be a big change for you and calling for your ability to stay in bed or to stay on the sofa. I find a good movie really helps, or at least 2 hours or so. So, but with that Four of Swords speaking to like a type of vacation, a time for relaxation. So this weekend, lots of changes going on for you, but I see you being very chill about it. You're just going to roll with it, Scorpio. You're going to enjoy what it brings. You might have that outing to meet somebody new, and you're just going to be moving forward with it, taking it very pleasantly and very positively. So that is what I am seeing for you, my Scorpio friends.